All right, guys, we are live, Tuesday live with Tyson, and today we have the great honor of having both Balt and Gloria on with us. So, welcome, guys. Thanks for joining us today.
Well, thank you.
Thanks
It's
for
our honor to be here with you, Tyson.
absolutely.
Yeah, but yeah, thank you so much, guys. Just so you guys know, just to give everyone a quick background, Balt and Gloria work with us here at Trillion Real Estate, and they have been around the valley forever. um, and
Literally.
Thanks, Tyson. Yeah,
oh, sorry, did that come across?
it's all good. We just know the communities inside out. That's for sure.
Yeah, that's a better way to say it. Huh? But they've been around the area for a long time, and they've been rock stars here in the area and have closed many deals, transactions. They are real estate agents with Trillion. They help me out with some of our buyer flow, and they're just amazing realtors and a pleasure to really have them as part of our Trillion crew, just because they just really do everything they can to do the very best that they can for their clients and everyone involved. And they just bring so much value to our office and knowledge, experience, and everything else that goes along with it. So I'm definitely extremely happy to have you guys here on our live video today and just being part of Trillion. You guys are an um, just absolute pleasure to have with us. So just want to thank you guys so much.
Thank you for including us on your team. It's a pleasure to be here.
Yes, thank you. Your words are just too kind. We are working with the Rockstar team, so again, it's just a reflection of what we want to give in to the team. It's what we're receiving. So, thanks for having us on live here with Tyson Robinson. This is
Yay.
awesome.
Yeah, no, thank you guys. And just so people know, not that anyone even realized it, but I took 2 weeks off of doing my lives, and that's because my wife had a baby just over a week ago, um, baby Eden, and so I took a couple weeks off. It's just been a little bit crazy in terms of just adjusting to different sleep schedules. Mom's recovering, baby's doing great. We're extremely blessed. But that's where I was. Not that anyone even noticed, but just in case. But we're back and we are doing our live today and excited to do so. And so today we're going to be talking a little bit about the market. We're going to be talking a bit about Balt and Gloria and where they've come from, and some of the things that they've done within our community, and just the importance of how important teams are in the community, and just really just working with great agents like Balt and Gloria. Um, and so, Balt, Gloria, do you guys want to say anything about yourselves before we move on?
Go ahead.
Well, like you were saying, we've been here for quite a while. We
30 years, okay?
30
30 plus
30 plus
years.
years. I used to have a manufacturing company here in town. Gloria was in financing and banking, and we kind of gravitated towards the real estate market, and we've really enjoyed meeting some really top-notch professionals, and just also just being able to help the community, buyers and sellers. As you were saying earlier, we really take our job seriously as far as doing the best that we can for our clients, because that's our ultimate goal. And we take pride in being able to say that that's our main priority, utmost. Gloria?
Yeah, talking about just being in the Valley for so long, we have come to know so many awesome real estate agents. I think in the community, even though it's grown dramatically since we've been here back in the late 80s, um, we still see it as a small community. And I think we're all here. I can't think of ever having an experience with an agent that wasn't here for their clients. And I think I'm so proud to be part of this community. And as we keep growing, and we have so many agents now, what is it, maybe like 5,000 plus? maybe
Oh,
in Riverside County, and I don't know how many, here in our area. It's a community that we're doing a job that we absolutely love. This is what we do full time. And we've just come to uh, grow in our business, not just on our own, but we've been part of teams. And the teams that we have been with, we've always learned something. And I think we're very grateful for the team leads we work with in the past because they have been our mentors. I started first, then Balt joined in because that's how much business we started getting for him to leave his full-time job in manufacturing. So we're very grateful for that. And we'll talk a little bit more about teams and how we definitely there are pros and cons, but for the most part for us, for Balt, it's been a lot of pros.
wow. And being part of teams, are there kind of looking back, when did you first get on a team? And is that how you started when you got into the real estate industry?
Well, when I had actually a small real estate boutique with agents, and I've been in management in the corporate world for about 25, almost 30 years. So, it was an easy transition. But then I started realizing, wow, this is a whole different ballgame in real estate. And when I also saw the checks, the paychecks that these agents were receiving, and I thought, wait a minute, this is what I should be doing. Um, and with the former team lead, he did convince me, come and join us. I didn't join the team per se yet. There wasn't actually a team, but I joined Keller Williams. I did learn a lot, as a newer agent, even though I was in the real estate world, I wasn't actually doing the transactions. But then a couple years later, I joined a team, and I think as a newer agent, we all want to try to do it on our own. It seems easy. We can definitely make thousands and thousands of dollars, but you really have to build up to that, and it does take work, and it's a process. And at that time, I was just doing it on my own, and this former team lead, he definitely guided me and showed me the way. And I think I was on the team about 7 years with his team, and I learned a lot. And real estate isn't easy, but it definitely is a challenge, and you're always learning, and you're in it because you love it. I think if you're in it for, just to make the money, you find that
It's the wrong reason.
that's not always the right reason to do things. So, but being on the team gave me an opportunity also to gain business that could cost a lot of money, through buying leads and other avenues. And we also learned the tricks of the trade, which I would have never learned if I don't think I would have learned if I were not on a team.
Love it. And that's what I say in retrospect. I started out as an individual with Tarbell, which many people in Temecula Valley started with Tarbell. And but looking back at it, like I feel like I could have learned and got a lot more experience being part of a team dynamic, just because then you're able to do more transactions. You have someone to mentor you, you have someone to help you with some leads, how to get leads, how to prospect, how to do a lot of those things. So in retrospect, if I had to start over, I would have probably done the same thing, knowing what I know now, just about how teams work. And the other thing I think you mentioned that is so important is aligning yourself with like minded people.
Right.
Um, we all know that there are, unfortunately, some agents out there that are money driven. And I feel like there's a huge difference in terms of the behavior of someone that's money driven compared to someone that is value driven.
Correct.
It's a big
Right.
difference. And our clients can see that immediately. So anytime that, or at least I feel like that's the case, that if someone's interviewing you and they feel like the only reason you're doing it is to get a paycheck, they know. Like I feel like in most cases they know. It's
Right.
hard to fake it. But if you lead with value and what you can provide to them to really help them, and sometimes it doesn't even mean you're going to even get a paycheck, but
Right.
by you helping them, leading with value, that always turns into in one way or another, a referral or a trusted client for years to come, or someone that's going to refer you business down the line. And I think, of course, that's one of the things I love about you guys is the fact that you guys are so value driven rather than the opposite, which is obviously not the way you should be doing business. And it's also interesting that over something that I think we overlook sometimes, over 80% of agents don't make it as a real estate agent. It's not easy. I think a lot of people think it's easy once you get into the business,
Right.
but quickly find out like this is not easy. Like most agents start out making absolutely nothing. If anything, they're losing money for years before they actually start making money, which is why over 80% of agents end up getting out of the business. Um, but
And it's
yeah, but kudos to you guys because obviously you guys have thrived for many, many years. And it's because I think of you guys are value driven and people know that and they love you guys and respect you guys for that.
Yeah, I was going to say, it's easy to have quick success, and but it's hard to repeat it on a long term consistent basis. So, that's why a lot of people say, oh, it's nice big commission check, two or three of them. You think it's easy, but it's not. It's not easy to do it consistently. And but
Exactly.
I think by what you're pointing out, as far as doing it for the right reason and bringing value all the time, as much as possible, that's going to create that consistent flow of activity that's going to bring you those types of consistent income.
Right. Yeah, definitely. And that's the thing. And that's why, as a new agent, it sometimes does take years before you start really seeing the benefits financially. But if you stick with it, doing it the right way, it only gets better and better over time. And I feel like that is truly within any industry and within our lives. The more we give to people, the more we do positive things for people, the more we love, the more we respect, the more we focus on others and doing good for others, the more all of that energy comes back to us 2x, 3x. Um, but I feel like that is huge. Us as realtors, that is a huge reason to our success and our ability to really grow our business over a long period of time and create a better life for ourselves. Is obviously just providing that type of value to our clients and stuff.
Yeah, agree with you 100%.
Absolutely. And as I mentioned, we have been on teams for a while, and we do get the question, why don't you go out on your own? And we have, Balt and I have taken some breaks in between. And, I think it's a decision where everybody wants to be in their profession as a real estate agent. We have found, because I got so used to being on a team for so many years, we have some agents that ask, why would you go back to a team after you can go out and brand yourself and do all that great stuff? And I think, like we had mentioned earlier, when you get a taste of what the cost is to get out there, the cost of branding yourself, the cost of getting those leads, the cost of doing your CRM or your database, there's a lot that goes involved with it. So, you have to put things in perspective. Where are you at in the game of real estate? Is this something that you can afford to go out and do to service your clients the way you should be able to service them? And stress about it. Can you move forward to do this or that? Balt and I, like I said, we've taken some breaks, but we realize at the end of the day that for ourselves, we have a huge sphere. We do have a great database, which we've developed throughout the years too. But we also find that we love the camaraderie. We love the culture. We love having the support. Even though we do most of our transactions on our own, we just love having that
Collaboration.
collaboration and being in that type of environment, because I think we always are learning from each other and we feed off of each other. And I'll tell you, when you get momentum going, it's not just Balt, it's not just me, but we're getting it from Tyson, or we're getting it from, Bridget, or whomever it may be on the team. And I think that just gets the ball rolling in so
Snowballs.
many different ways. And I think it's a terrific impact for not just ourselves, our business, but just our personal too. It
For
just,
sure.
I think
You
it's,
know, I think we were talking about this a little earlier when we had our little meeting, is like
yeah, exactly.
energy is so important. Momentum is so important. We don't really realize it. Um, but when I put in my head that I'm gonna get up to 20 escrows or whatever goal I have in my mind, if I truly believe it and start acting upon it, in many cases I get to that. Like I reach those goals, and it's all because of that energy, that momentum, that belief, and the action around it, working hard and so forth. And I think really everything just starts right here. Our mindset is everything. So if we're around good people and that are sharing value, good energy, positive, those things help us. I agree 100%, big time. Um, you guys have had great success recently, and I think over the years, you guys have had great success on the buyer side. I want to share a little bit with some of the viewers. I think we do get a decent number of realtors that watch this. What are, and I know we've talked about this a little bit, but what are some of those ways? Because I know you guys are absolutely amazing at not only working hard, but using different strategies to really help your offer stand out. What are a few of those tips that you would share with others that you think really can help a buyer's agent in this crazy market where it's extremely competitive? What are some, maybe just a couple of those strategies that you feel like are really important?
I'll go ahead. One of the things that I have found out, and again, this is just learning through mentors and leaders, that always get to know that listing agent. And this is a different market. I totally understand. Not every listing agent is going to be available to us to have a conversation. But I definitely always reach out to that listing agent, preferably by text, because I think that's where I get a better response. And I just want to know a little bit more of what is not, on the MLS or what they may have disclosed. Things that I know would help myself in writing up that contract, and also educating my buyer, because my buyer wants, all our buyers want all the properties right now. There's just not enough. So we want to know, we know our buyer, we know what the points that they're looking for. And so I try to dig deeper with that listing agent. Some agents are terrific. Some will share, Gloria, here it all is, and some agents send your highest and best, period. And they just leave you there. But I know I try to do my due diligence, and it's a hit and miss. But I think for the most part, a lot of listing agents are being so terrific, and they are totally understanding our predicament as a buyer's agent. So that's what I would suggest. Definitely try to reach out to that listing agent. Always shoot a text, and ask smart questions, because if all that stuff is already on the MLS and you're repeating and asking again, that listing agent will say, "Oh gosh,
Read the
you can't
instructions.
even read this. What's the contract going to look like?" Right?
I'm so guilty of that. When I have agents asking me stuff that's like right on the MLS, it drives me crazy.
I think some of us just glance through it. We're so excited and eager to get an offer accepted. But anyhow, it happens. But and doing that kind of homework, reading exactly what that agent, that listing agent is asking for. And if you hit all those points, you get the cleanest offer in. Right now I've got clients, well, I want it lower, I want closing costs, and so on and so forth. Well, the likelihood it's not going to happen, but just sending in that cleanest offer, I think, as a listing agent. And you can give us your side of it, because obviously you have tons of listings. But I think sending in that cleanest offer, we use escalation clause quite a bit, being $1,000 above their highest offer, or the appraisal gap disclosure, what we're using also in some of our transactions. And at the end of the day, I've had some guys that, my clients that are either VA buyers are under. And you know what? Only because we did such an awesome job with our cover letter, because we always include a cover letter about our client, They tell
Personalized.
us, my sellers want to work with your guys, and you guys are not the highest. But this offer is super clean. We have nothing to question other than the price. And we're not going to even question that. So I think going in with a clean packet, complete packet, your pre-approval letter, again, a cover letter, a little history on your client, um, and just personalize it as much as possible.
I
That's one
love it.
that we
Man, you really jam packed that with lots of good tips. I hope our whoever watches this maybe slows it down and listens to it. But seriously, Gloria just dropped a lot of huge golden nuggets that I would always recommend. I recommend for sure. Those things are super important. Did you want to add anything, Bal, or did Gloria say it all?
No, as far,
sorry to hog it up.
no, that's fine. As far as the communication with the agent, you know, obviously right now the frenzy of the market, they appreciate it when you're courteous and professional, and just willing to work with them and make their job easier. I think that goes a long way because a lot of times, things just get sent in, and we've heard it before. They get sent in and no follow up, no communication, no, and they think, well, it doesn't stand out. So if you personalize your client to the listing agent and show them why they should work with us both as a team and our staff, and then also our client because they're well qualified, they're ready to move forward. That relieves a lot of stress on the listing agent side, I would imagine, and from what we've heard, to make it easier for the seller to want to work with us and our client. So taking those extra steps, I think, does produce a lot of really good results because they know that we care about the transaction. We're not just going to sell it and just disappear and hopefully the transaction is going to work itself on its own. We're very proactive with a lot of the different steps involved because there are a lot of steps involved, but they know that we're going to be there knowing that nothing's going to fall through the cracks as much as possible. I mean, we're not perfect, but we strive for that level of perfection, and that goes a long way as well.
Right, right. And that's huge, and it's interesting, like just thinking of a couple of listings I had over the weekend, and I think I had mentioned this earlier. It's so important to stand out, because just thinking of one of the properties we listed in Menifee, and we ended up with 13 offers. Most of those offers were pretty just dry, I would say. They didn't stand out. They had the offer, they had a sentence, maybe a couple sentences in the email, but they didn't really stand out. I couldn't get a really good feel of not only who the buyers are, but who the agent is, who they are. And what I'm seeing a lot, and we'll probably transition into this right now, is a lot of the offers were from out of area agents, San Diego County, Orange County, even LA County. I want to say only a few of them were local agents. And so it's important to always have more information, follow up, have a cover letter. Um, who is this buyer? What makes them special? Who are you? What makes you special as an agent? Like, am I going to be accepting someone's uh, deal or someone's buyers that is a, well, I hate to say it like this, but like a part-time agent that doesn't really know what they're doing? Or is this someone experienced that really knows what they're doing? And those things are extremely important. And so that's why, like, all the tips you guys gave are so important. And I think most agents don't realize it because they haven't been around long enough to realize, like, those little things do make a difference. And on the listing side, I can tell you hands down, if I were to get an offer from you guys compared to the 13 other offers I received, I'm going to be looking at yours first because of the time and effort you put into it, the detail, the cover letter, the follow up, the communication, and just being professional. Though all those little things matter, and so I love hearing the tips you guys have because I know you guys um, are some of the best when it comes to the buyer side, and just some of the best generally speaking as well. So awesome. We only have 5 minutes to talk some of the real estate stats. This time has flew by, so sorry sorry about that, guys. Um, but let's chat about the crazy market we're in right now. Um,
It's pretty quiet out there, isn't it?
What about that? What are you talking about?
Oh, it is a different market for sure.
It's nuts. So we were just reviewing really quick before we jumped on this call a few of the stats, guys, and check this out. This is year over year stats. The first one I'm going to mention is active pool. Okay, this one's active pool homes on the market. We
Two,
are down 50 to 60% inventory of active
Yeah,
pool homes this year compared to last. That's
crazy.
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 Um, I think, and you guys chime in if, and we'll try to run through these pretty quick because I think there's a lot of really interesting statistics here for anyone who owns a home or is looking to buy a home or sell a home. Um, so what I've seen is because of the whole quarantine and COVID and everything going on, we're seeing more and more people wanting bigger yards, bigger homes. Sorry guys. Wanting pool homes, wanting more amenities. If I'm going to be stuck at home, it's like me.
Yeah,
I'm in my new office slash theater room slash gym, and I think it was somewhat triggered by everything we're going in. But with COVID. Um, but I feel like what I've seen is that we've seen a huge surge in demand for pool homes, big lots, bigger homes, things of that nature. Are you guys seeing the same thing?
absolutely. Yeah, a lot of people, excuse me, are looking at having fun in the backyard. A nice outdoor kitchen, a nice big yard for the kids to play, a pool if possible. Just because a lot of people aren't vacationing away anymore. They're vacationing in their backyards a lot of times. Just enjoying the weekends and sharing the family time. So yeah, there's definitely been a huge upsurge in that demand, but the lack of inventory. It's very true.
For sure. Yeah, another stat, average days on market this month, or we're talking August of this year compared to last year, average days on market has decreased by almost 50%, meaning homes are selling
Flying,
way quicker than before.
wow.
flying off
Another
the shelf.
crazy stat. Uh-huh.
And it's funny, we have quite a handful of, right now that we're working with, A-plus clients from San Diego. And I feel so terrible. I'll tell them, I'll preview the properties for you. Well, no, we want to come out. They can't come out during the week. By the time they get here,
They're gone.
I have to find other properties to kind of fill that space because they're just gone. You know,
Yeah.
it's pretty crazy. What's happening out here in our valley, for sure.
Right. And yeah, it's crazy times we're in. And it's interesting. It's definitely Temecula Valley. I'm hearing it's really throughout the nation in most parts of the nation. So it's crazy to think how the market, at least in the almost 15 years I've been in the business, this has been one of the craziest, hottest markets I've been part of.
Yeah.
15 years, not, and uh, so I just like, what the heck? Like, this is pretty crazy, right? And prices year over year, we're talking 12 to 15% higher August of 2020 compared to August of 2019,
Yeah,
I
definitely.
believe it. Yeah.
right? Like, you think about it, your $400,000 home, if it went up 20%, or no, what did I say? Sorry, 12 to 15. So 15% on 40 or 400,000, that is $60,000. Your $400,000 house is now $460,000 in 1 year.
Yeah, it's crazy. It is.
What an increase. Um,
Unbelievable. But it's happening.
It is, and it seems like the last few months since, really since all this COVID stuff has been going on, I almost feel like each month it's been going up another like 3% or something a month.
It hasn't slowed down, that's for sure.
Yeah, it has. And I thought, which traditionally, especially in our areas, that people want to get into the school districts by a certain time. So we start dying down, the end of August or in August because everyone's pretty much settled in with the school districts, but
Kids are sitting
it
from
is
home.
not
So
happening at all this time. So
yeah.
interesting times. Great for us in the real estate business, obviously, but
Yeah.
for sure.
Yeah, except for when we're battling to get offers
Well,
accepted and
yeah,
not
that
offers, and we're like,
exception. But there's
but
opportunities everywhere. There's
they're
opportunities.
oh, for sure. And again, and that's why it's so important to really think about the things that we were discussing, just with regards to when you're working with an agent, you want to work with a good agent.
Yeah.
They're experienced, they know what they're doing, have good relationships, they know how to communicate with the listing agents. And that's why it is so important to work with agents like Balt and Gloria. I can't emphasize this enough. There are so many agents that do not take this business seriously, and it's evident, especially working mostly on the listing side. Cancellations, not properly preparing their client. That's so loud.
Just a
But
tad. Okay.
all of those little things are so important. We need to wrap it up. We're already 30 minutes past, but just wanted to finish by really giving you guys a shout out and letting everyone know what great agents you guys are and how much we value you guys. Just like I was saying at the beginning, you guys are great. If anyone is looking for an agent that essentially can really help and guide them on the buyer side, Balt and Gloria are top notch. Um, and they speak Spanish, hablan español.
Claro que,
Hablamos español.
claro que sí.
Thank you, Tyson. You are just way too
Yeah,
kind.
we appreciate
Just,
the accolades.
we are with an awesome, awesome brokerage. You know, we really are grateful to be a part of this great team, and we just love what we do. And that's really what it comes down to. We love what we do.
Love it. Thanks, guys. We'll wrap it up for today, guys. And again, thanks for coming on. And we will see you guys next week as we bring
Yes.
you another guest and some more real estate news. So thanks, Paul. Thanks, Gloria.
Thank
Thank
you.
you. Thanks, everyone.
Take care.
Bye.
Bye bye.
Bye.